sleep is so much better now. The perimenopausal sort of symptoms around hot flushes, I used to get that quite a bit. I don't have that anymore either. My tummy is actually flatter and less bloated, so I feel really good. I did lose 4 kilos, about 35 centimetres around in terms of measurements. Lean body mass, roughly about 2.3 kilos. And actually the body fat percent loss, about 7.4%. So I actually didn't think I'd hit under 30% body fat.
I'm Kitty Bloomfield, co-founder of New Strength and Saturée, creator of pro-metabolic food supplements and seriously saturated skincare. And today I've got one of our amazing clients, Shan, on the podcast. She's 52. She doesn't have any kids like me. She has 2 fur babies, and she's married and she lives in Melbourne. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kitty. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
What are you going to ask me?
Don't be nervous. After I've just asked her 20 questions, haven't I? Yeah. I always do that. And like people are probably like, oh, fuck off, Kitty. Let's just get into the podcast. Anyway, so tell the listeners a bit more about your journey. What were the issues you were experiencing prior to the program and why did you join the program?
Yeah, so I haven't had a really good relationship with food my entire life. I guess not really knowing what to eat. Cooking wasn't one of my interests and had no concept of portion size either. So in my 20s and 30s, ate a lot of processed foods, ready foods that you can just chuck in the oven, probably not very good for you. Whilst juggling long hours, working hours and socials, drank a lot with friends as well, have a beer at home, watching footy, that sort of thing. Also grew up being told not to eat sugar or salt because it's bad for you, including drinking juice and all those good stuff. And yeah, so wanting to really just understand what to eat, portion size, how to actually get my body going so my metabolism is running at its best, and to stop the creep of the gaining weight as we get older.
Yeah. Had you done a lot of diets in the past?
I've tried, not diets per se, like not, Weight Watchers or anything like that, but I've tried low carb. So no sugar, lots of greens. So eating like rabbits, smoked salmon. Even tried the 16/8 fasting, which wasn't very good. I felt I was really tired, no energy. But the low carb really worked for me, but wasn't sustainable at all.
Yeah, and there's just no joy in life without carbs.
No, that's right, because I love all the bad things, the cheese. Mac and cheese is my favorite, so I can't eat that every day. Pastas, Mexican, you name it, I love food.
Oh, I love food too. Me too. I feel your sister. So how long have you been in the program?
So I'm about to enter into my third round. So wow. I've had almost coming up to the end of my second 16 week.
We just can't bloody get rid of you, can we?
No, because it's good. I'm actually loving it. And my husband has had quite a journey with me, I'm sure.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So we'll talk about some of the results you've seen in terms of your body composition changes, any health stuff, mindset around food.
I guess, it's been really, just going back to, over the past probably 20 years, I've kept to a certain weight range. And I promised myself that I wasn't going to go to the next bracket. But what I noticed was, I was getting weaker in my 40s, turned perimenopause literally a week after I turned 50. My blood pressure was creeping up as well, low energy, wasn't sleeping well, mood wasn't great at times, and had bloating, of course. So joining the program has been really good because it's actually helped me figure out, or with Jen's help, figure out what to eat, how much to eat, so that I can actually train. and build muscle and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know if I answered the question properly. All over the joint, Kitty. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It sounds like you've learned a lot. And what changes have you seen in your body in terms of body composition, like fat loss, muscle gain?
Yeah. So last time, before I went on my 3.5 weeks holiday, by the way, so I'm just going to count that. So the 16 weeks has been amazing. I've not had very good body image. What Jen has helped me do is not so much focus on the weight, but I did lose 4 kilos, about 35 centimeters around in terms of measurements. Lean body mass, roughly about 2.3 kilos. And actually the body fat percent loss, about 7.4%. So I actually didn't think I'd hit under 30% body fat. And so, and what I could see probably getting into towards the last couple of weeks, I can see shape in my legs. My tummy is actually flatter and less bloated. So I feel really good. And I'd like to now look at building more muscle so I can see a little bit more definition, so I can look fit and strong. But it's, yeah, the other changes, which has been really good, is my sleep is so much better now. The perimenopausal sort of symptoms around hot flushes, I used to get that quite a bit. I don't have that anymore either. And I find that I've got a lot more energy to actually, I was bouncing off the walls at the start because I've never eaten that much before. So, but it was really weird because I didn't put on weight, and everyone just focuses on the weight, not the composition. So that was really weird. But yeah, and I was saying to Jen, I used to wake up at the witching hour every night, like 2 or 3 a.m. But now I sleep straight through, which is really good.
So good. So good. I just love hearing it. And how are you feeling? You mentioned about the body image. How are you feeling about your body now?
Yeah, really good. I like the look of my legs. I like that my stomach is a lot smaller, and I like feeling strong. One of the other things that I've learned a lot about is, and I know it's a journey, is actually alcohol. I've had a lot of struggle around, firstly, when I started the program, negotiating with Jen, going, but it's only 1 or 2 a week. Hadn't really realized how much it was impacting my progress, how much alcohol is, affecting my liver and just health, or being healthy. And just really learning to tune into my body. I'll wear a Garmin watch, and what's interesting is on the days that I do have a drink or two, my stress levels on my watch is actually higher. So a little bit more unsettled, even though outwardly I don't necessarily feel it. But my body's actually telling me I'm actually really stressing even as I'm sleeping. So really listening to my body a lot more.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know the booze. I do love a drink though, but it just doesn't love me.
So do I. I do love a wine. I love bubbles. I still do.
Me too.
But I think it's just making better choices. I don't have to drink every week. I don't have to drink at every social function. I was saying to Jen just yesterday that, listening to all of your podcasts as well and just learning more about body and food and alcohol, I now see it more as like a toxin in my body. So
very fun toxin, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, whilst I still, would love to have a drink or two, which I will, I'm more mindful about not needing it.
Yeah, I love that too. Yeah, I drink it infrequently now. Enjoy it, but then I just don't want to do it every week because you just don't have a great sleep and then you feel shit the next day. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. No, I understand. That's amazing. And how has the food fit in with your wife? Like, does she like it?
Yeah, what's been really good since my journey, like she's what we laugh about a lot. She looks at me and she goes, "Your butt's a lot bigger." So I used to have no ass, is what we call it. And so she's loving all the squats and stuff.
Love it.
But what's happened with Jo is she's got a different eating regime. But what she's seen is just the process I'm going through. So she'll eat the foods and she's very supportive of what I'm doing. She loves, like I love all the Win It Life recipes. It's actually really easy to follow and all the portion sizes. So Joe has actually supported me a lot in doing that. Tried the carrot salad, hasn't stuck, loves the juice. But what she's now slowly coming around and getting more interested in is learning how to do deadlifts and even doing some weight training herself, which is great. So then it's a journey I can share with her.
That's so great. That's so good. And how many calories are you eating per day?
At the moment, Jen's got me about 1,800.
Just a small period, yeah. I know it's
Yeah,
you must be so much happier now you're eating more food.
I am. I was miserable and I
Mm,
was having to Jen, I was complaining, I was chucking my toys out the pram, but it was important to get to the next goal that we were trying to achieve.
mm.
So I can see the benefits of it. So yeah, that was good.
Awesome. And what did you enjoy most about the program?
I think really having a coach there so that they can teach me about how to train,
Mm,
teach me how to eat, what to eat. Also loving all the foods. So it's not restrictive at all. So you can eat whatever you want as long as you hit the macros. And like you said, it's stuff that you love to eat. So for example, just being consistent, meal prepping once, and then you don't have to worry about it. So
mm,
I used to stress over food and going, well, what am I gonna eat next? I hated thinking about, what am I gonna have for lunch for dinner? Because often or
mm,
not we make the wrong choices. But it's the whole thing, I think having that accountability is really important as I'm learning. What I love also is training only 3 or 4 times a week. So in fact, Jen is saying just leave it 3 times a week. You don't need to do more than that. So it's actually nice because you can actually fit it into a
mm.
day-to-day routine, which actually takes a lot of stress out of life.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I love training 3 days a week. 3 to 4 days has always been my sort of go-to. And what did you find the most challenging? What have you found the most challenging?
I think it is part of learning how to meal prep,
Mm,
staying consistent and disciplined. Um, Actually, most challenging was understanding why I couldn't still social,
mm,
maybe still couldn't have a drink, maybe eating out less. So I was thinking more from the fact of how do I balance my old social life with my new, and it just
mm,
doesn't work.
mm,
And I think what I'm learning is this is going to be a new way of life in order to, I guess, achieve the health outcomes that I want to
mm,
keep fit, happy, and healthy. And actually maintain it. So part of this is just maintenance. I'm sick of going up and down, up and down. That's not
mm.
something I want to do moving forward.
Yeah. And do you think you could have got the same results without the coaching?
No way.
Mm,
Because I think it's easy to go back to the old habits. It's easy to make excuses
mm,
for yourself to go why you might not want to go train, why it's easier just to go and get that hamburger or whatever. So I
mm,
think for now, until it does become a lifelong habit, um, I think it is really important to have someone there. Plus,
mm,
also to give you guidance or to be there to support you in your journey,
mm.
or just to have a listen to you whinge and then get on with it. So I think it's been great. Even the all the materials in terms of the exercises that's available and the podcasts have been
Yep.
fantastic.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. And what advice would you give to a woman who is sitting on the fence and thinking about joining the program?
I think just do it. Just ask for the help. Just show up. Just
Mm,
follow it. Follow the process, even though you may not understand what's going on. It will be hard because it's something new that you've not done before. But I think trust the process,
mm,
because you have to change what you're doing in order to change the outcomes.
mm,
And obviously, for me, what I've been doing the last 20 years hasn't worked. And I've always wanted to find someone who could help me improve my metabolism,
mm,
um, as well as then show me how I can be stronger.
mm.
I
Yeah.
used to be hit and Pilates chick, but I'm not that anymore. So a friend of mine actually recommended and did the 7-day program. So that was
Awesome.
awesome. So she was a really good influence in, showing me what weight training is about and
Mm,
getting me interested in into this.
That's so good.
Yeah, but I think the main thing for me is there will be tough times, but I think also we just need to be honest and accountable to self,
Yeah.
and just be real. I think the faster we kind of take recommendations, follow the program, the faster we'll get there.
Yeah.
Sometimes life is a bit hard and things get in the way, but that's okay.
That's life, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's an imperfect action.
Yeah, that's it. And it's a journey, and I'm loving it, even though it's hard motivating self sometimes, but we'll get there as long as we just show up and do it.
That's right. I love it. That's great. Great bloody advice at the end there. I love it. Well, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your story. And if you're a woman who's listening to this and you've been thinking about, joining the coaching program and you'd like to find out more, just click on the link below. You can book your free call. We can have a chat about where you are now and where you want to be and whether or not the program would be a good fit. And as always, don't forget to take a screenshot of the episode and share your biggest takeaways on Instagram stories and tag me at KITTYBLOMFIELD. And each month I pick a winner and they get a tub of Saturée Premium Collagen valued at $79. And thank you so much, Shan. And I'll be back again next week.